Hey guys, I'm Kirstie Kraus and this is Live in the Living Room.
I'm falling for you. I know it's true that maybe our paths didn't cross in June, but now that they do, I'm falling for you. Leaves fall from the trees for you and me, floating around just like boats on the breeze, sailing the sea for you and me. If you want to, I'll go with you, walking however far. I don't deserve this, I've found purpose under the sky of stars. I'm falling for you. No, this is new, but just like the leaves that are changing you, I'm changing too, to falling for you. No, this is true. Now that they do, I'm falling.
Hello and welcome to episode 12 of Live in the Living Room. I'm your host Dom from Country Chat with Dom. Now all the choices this week were made from our founder James, Scarlet River's Rachel Selleck, the award-winning DC Brown, Bells and Gals Nick Cantwell, our dear friend from over in the States that is Trey, and the angel of the airwaves that is Jess T. Now a special shout out also has to go to Sam Ellis from the fantastic band that is Flatland Kings. Now, he is in charge of editing the show together and he does such an amazing job. Be sure to check him out on his socials, which are down below. And throughout the show, everybody else's socials will be here as well. Now, if you're a new artist, if you're a seasoned pro, be sure to check out Sam Ellis because he is absolutely stunning in mixing, in production. Just give him a shout, give him a follow. And if you're looking for something doing, give him a go. Now, as always, we have a bumper show packed here for you now, with a variety of originals and covers, so make sure you are following Live in the Living Room on our socials. Our handles are just below. Whilst you're at it though, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell, which is just below, just so you don't miss any future content. Now, kicking us off today, we had James's choice, and that was from the wonderful Drinkwater Brothers and their song Fall Theme. Be sure to follow Drinkwater Brothers on their social media handles, which are just below. Now, coming up next is DC Brown's choice, and here is the fabulous 2K and Ryan with A Little Time.
Are you searching for a purpose? Are you looking for your freedom? When the world seems up against you and you're looking for a reason, if you keep on searching, you might find if you give yourself a little time. Can you find an answer when you're in amongst the chaos? One day it all might make sense if you filter out the fuss. If you keep on uncertain, you might find if you give yourself a little time. Trying to find your feet? Did you leave them with a friend? If every mile was a memory, you'd have too much to spend. If you keep on searching, you might find. Just give yourself a little time. Don't fear the unfamiliar, don't settle on the fence. Life is yours for taking, make sure it's time well spent. If you keep on searching, you might find. Just give yourself a little time. You can't change what's out of your control. Learn to live your life before you're old. You can't change what's out of your control. There's so much story that remains untold. Your hair is turning grey now. There's lines upon your face, but there's a smile that you wear, and it lights up every place. And it's alright, and it's all worked out fine, 'cause you gave yourself a little time. And it's alright, and it's all worked out fine, 'cause you gave yourself a little time.
That was 2K and Ryan, which was the man, the myth, the legend, DC Brown's choice this week. Absolutely stunning. Such a great pair. Make sure you're following them on their social media. Their handles are just below. Now, coming up next is a choice from Nick Cantwell, the founder, the director of Bells and Gals, and an absolute legend within the music country scene here in the UK. And here is his choice. It's Hannah Dorothy with her song, Used to This.
Used to this, yeah, I could get used to this. 11, filling my basket with rosé, few limes in my boy Jose, cause I got plenty more refrigerator space in my place now. I could get used to this, yeah, I could get used to this. I could get used to this, yeah, I could get used to this. I could get used to this, and there's not one thing I miss. There's not one thing I miss. Now I'm sitting back, sipping that, seeing it clear, and I'm not worried about second doubts from way over here. I could get used to this. I could get used to this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I could get used to this. And I'm crossing worries off my list, and there's not one thing I miss. Not a damn thing I miss, yeah. And I could get, I could get, I could get, I could get, yeah, I could get used to this.
That was the fabulous Hannah Dorothy with her song Used to This. Hannah just has such a wonderful voice, and just make sure you're following her on social media because she's just so talented. Be sure to keep up to date with her new music, and her handles are just below. Now, the Live in the Living Room Gives Back event is back again this year. We're heading back to the Bedford in Balham, which is in London. It's in South London. And it is just such a wonderful event. This time it's in May. We may be doing another show in November, so if you're wanting to perform with that, be sure to send us a message on our socials. But if you're looking for a ticket for this event, be sure to head on over to our Facebook page. The handle is just below. We've got our links on there for tickets. And if you check out the Facebook page as well, you'll be able to find out who is performing. That's been announced already. Now, we'll be announcing more artists throughout the rest of this year, and we're just so excited. We'll be raising money for Alzheimer's, for dementia awareness, and it is just absolutely a cause that means so much to myself, to James, to everybody involved here at Live in the Living Room. Now, coming up next is a choice from Scarlett Rivers, founder and director. It's Rachel Selleck, and today she has chosen the absolutely fabulous Mikaela Finne, and here she is with her gorgeous song, Time Stands Still.
Some time has gone by since our last rendezvous, but I remember it just like last night, that perfect night before you. If I close my eyes, I can still feel your breath on my skin. I was laying in my bed when you called last night.
That was the talented Mikaela Finne performing Time Stands Still. She's just such a genuine and great singer. Cannot wait to be able to chat with her on my different shows on ukcountryradio.com, on the podcast, here on Live in the Living Room as well, the chat section that I do for the show. But first of all, be sure to give her a follow on her social media handles, which are just below. Now, talking of the chat section, that is the part that is coming up next. It's the part where I like to get involved. I like to be able to get to know the artists and find a bit more about the songs that they've submitted. And this week it is from the absolutely insatiable Kirstie Kraus. But first, here is a brand new unreleased song. Listen to me.
1, 2, 3.
Talking to a friend when she's going through it. I'm always the first call. Guess I know the words to say and next steps to take that makes it feel okay even when I'm not. Listen to me going on and on like I know a thing or two, like I know it's good. But when it comes down to me, I can never seem to get right in my life. I could use some good advice. Oh, maybe I should just listen to me. Here I am. Wake at 3 a.m. ignoring voices in my head while I sit on my phone and in comes a text. Somebody needs some help and I forget about myself while I help them through. Deep down, every broken heart knows what to do, but they still listen to me. But when it comes down to me, I can never seem to get right in my life. I could use some good advice. Oh, maybe I should just listen to me. But when it comes down to me, I can never seem to get right in my life. I can use some good advice. Oh, maybe I should just listen to me.
Hi, Kirstie.
What's up?
How you
Hey, how's
doing?
it going down? Good. Really happy to be here today.
It's fantastic to actually have you on Live in the Living Room. It's been too long.
I know. I am really thankful I got referred to come in and now we're doing the interview. So this is really cool.
See, initially I wanted you to be one of the first guests on episode 1, but just life has been busy for us both.
That is a very true statement. I'm happy that it's working out this time, though, especially with a special song.
Well, that's it. That's it exactly. I mean, we've just heard "Listen to Me" there, and the performance of that. I mean, when you first submitted that to us, and before we actually incorporated it into this video, I've been listening to it constantly, and it is just, it's magical in a way. It's just, there's so much passion, there's so much strength in the vocals. It's just, it is flawless.
Oh, thank you. I think it's really special that we ended up doing this song in particular, just because I'm in the studio right now and the lyrics, just coming off a breakup. So the lyrics are really just everything that I need to be saying right now. So there definitely is some emotion behind it.
I think that's one of the fascinating things when it comes to songwriting and performing, is tapping into those raw emotions and basically saying how everybody's feeling, but actually getting it out there. Because sometimes when you go through these motions, it's difficult to put it into words. But when you hear a song like that, it is just, it says it all. It really does.
Oh, thank you. I think it was the third take that the producer said, he's like, that has all the emotion in it. We'll probably use a lot from that take. And I was like, cool. I really was feeling it. And I think I was like on the verge of like some sort of tears. Like there was so much emotion, and it's a song that like I said, I feel like I really need to hear. I feel like a lot of us need to hear, and not to get so preachy, but no matter how we're feeling or what we're going through, a lot of the answers are just right here. They're given to us. And as long as we just listen to ourselves and maybe spend some time in the quiet and just hear it all, we have all the answers.
Well, that's it. I mean, you mentioned that you've just come off a breakup, which, is always very sad to hear. It's always very difficult. I mean, sometimes it does work out for the better. You just never know. But coming from that breakup has produced this absolutely beautiful song in a way. And I don't like saying this, but we always thrive off sometimes misery or being hurt. And it's about taking that raw emotion and forming it into something that we all can relate to, and we can all stand by each other and say we're in the same boat. We've got the same feelings, we've got the same, and that's what allows us to connect to music a lot more. And just absolutely insane. Well done.
Yeah, well said. I think that's what music is on this earth for, is for us to all just feel it and connect and invoke an emotion. And so I'm glad to hear that the new song "Listen to Me" did that for you.
Now, one thing I'm always curious about is, obviously as a songwriter and as a performer, when you've just come off a release, something new, and something new is very, it's light-hearted in a way. It's more of the lovey side. Mm. To go from that extreme to the other extreme, what's that like? How does that play with yourself, in terms of your emotions or your writing ability?
I'm only laughing because my answer to that would be, I feel like as creatives, our emotions are all over the place all the time. You know what I mean? It really depends on the day or the minute. Making myself sound crazy here, but seriously, like we're made to have emotions. So even on stage, going from maybe singing a song like "Something New," which is my latest single that's out, to a song "Listen to Me," obviously I'm gonna work the set list so it's not so like that. But you do have to keep that in mind, because I do feel like I write with lots of emotions, whether that means that you're just having fun and you're bopping around. And then if you go to a song like "Listen to Me," you kind of have to make sure you put it in the set list or a live stream or whatever order, you gotta keep that in mind.
So in terms of releasing it then, do you have like a time frame for when "Listen to Me" is going to be released? Hopefully it's soon, because it it needs to be done. It needs to be out there, and the world does need to hear it because it is just insane.
I definitely don't want to keep it for myself. I'm already hearing, we're in the stages of recording. I put on vocals, but now we go into adding additional instruments and mixing and harmonies and all the stuff. So I'm in the middle of it right now. As soon as it's done, I would love to release it. It may be a little bit, it may be 2023, but you guys are hearing it here first, like really first. This is my first time ever performing the song. I feel like I'm still dusting off the cobwebs on how I'm singing it and how it's going to sit on my voice. But yeah, you guys heard it here first.
That's thank you so much. Thank you for letting us be the one that gets to air it in a way. And one thing that I do find kind of intriguing in a way is how you can write a song, you can perform a song and give us this special airing first. But when it does get released in, say, a year's time or a year and a half's time, it can change so much, either the way that you vocally sing it or the way it's produced or the whole sound to it,
Absolutely.
How often does that happen with yourself where you've performed something, say you've done a special show live somewhere and then you've turned around a couple months later and it's been recorded in the studio and it's changed almost completely?
You'd think it would be a lot, but I think for me, it's only a couple of times. I really do honor the song or what I say the song, but like what I heard that day to be the song. And sometimes even like in a song like Listen to Me, I'll be walking around the house singing the original lyrics, like my original chorus idea that I had sent over to the whole chorus that I'd sent over to my co-writer, whom I love and is a regular, like we write regularly. His name is Joe Sly. But yeah, so sometimes I'll still hear the original idea and it's going to morph so much. And even live, we'll probably extend the solo. I mean, there will be like a whole, feeling and solo vibes going on just because it lends itself to that. So I think in any scenario, the song will change a little bit, but Listen to Me is pretty straightforward as far as like what the song is.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to actually performing it, say on stage, Listen to Me, do you have ideas for like a big band sound, or you wanted to keep it nice and small and just have it, say, in an acoustic version? And almost, it's like one of those songs that kind of gives me the vibe of where it'd be just yourself with a guitar and there's just like a single spotlight where it's just illuminating you and just expressing this raw emotion.
Picture it. It's got this blues element. There's some steel guitar in it. And I'm gonna have to figure out how we incorporate that for live, but it definitely is pushing my sound a little bit more into my love of like this 70s kind of funk and some Fleetwood Mac vibes, and so the production is insane already.
Yeah, cannot wait to hear the final production for it though. I'm just so excited.
I'll give you a sneak peek.
Cannot wait. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Well done on something new. Absolutely fantastic.
Thank you.
And I cannot wait to hear Listen to Me actually finally released.
Yes, that I so appreciate you guys for having me on for Live in the Living Room and being able to share a new song. Thank you for having me. And
if you ever do make it to the UK, you are more than welcome to attend any of our festivals.
It's not if, it's when, and I will go to any single one that I'm invited to, or just be hanging out.
Where can we find you on social media?
Check everything out at KirstieKraus.com, or Kirstie Kraus is all the handles. Look on Dom's page on Instagram. I'm on there a couple times. You can find me if you can't figure out the spelling, but yeah, I'd love to connect.
Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you for coming on Live in the Living Room.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Take care. That was the conversation I had with the absolutely fantastic Kirstie Kraus. I absolutely love just getting to know her music, and we went into the whole meaning behind that song, and we even went into some of the other stuff that she's doing as well, because she's absolutely killing it at the moment. She's doing so much with Backstage Pass in the actual interview section and getting to know other artists. She's touring at the moment, and she's currently in Florida. She's traveling all over the place at the moment. She's absolutely killing it. Be sure to give her a follow on her socials. Her handles are just below. Now, this next part of the show is for any new artist or even seasoned pro as well. If you're looking to fine hone and tune your skills here in the music industry, we like to kind of help you develop and give you hints and tips. Now, this week it comes from Savannah Jaine Radcliffe, and she is talking about songwriting.
Hello everybody, my name is Savannah Jaine, and these are my top 5 tips for songwriting. Whether you're just getting started and you're just trying to write your first song, or whether you've been writing songs for as long as you can remember, I hope that you can find these tips helpful and inspirational. So top tip number 1, I like to always include a musical hook as well as a vocal hook. So a musical hook is anything that grabs your listener's ear instrumentally, and it doesn't have to be complicated. Like, it could just be very simple, like in Dreams by Fleetwood Mac. Like that little guitar line. Da 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 da. Or something like by the Cranberries. That's a musical hook. It hooks you in. One that we play a lot is Sheryl Crow from Steve McQueen. Like, that's an incredible musical hook. That gets your ear and you're like, ooh, I want to listen to that song. I went to bed in Memphis, I woke up in Hollywood. Got a quarter in my pocket and I call you if I could. I like that song. Okay, get carried away. So alongside your musical hook, you'll want to have a vocal hook. So that's pretty easy to decipher. It's just a catchy chorus, a sing-along people can do. My second top tip comes from being in a lot of clubhouse rooms with A&R people and people that work at record labels, people who listen to the demos that you send off into the ether. A lot of them say universally that they would like you to get to your chorus, get to your hook within the first 60 seconds of the song. It's like mine is, sunshine and white wine, tired of getting 10 lines. Your arms wrapped around my shoulder, the water's getting colder, can you come a little closer? So try to get there to that little hooky part in your first minute. So my top tip number 3 is to find a songwriting format. I'm not going to get into the theory of songwriting formats here. There's a lot of great YouTube tutorials on AABA, AABB, rhyme formats, but find a rhyme format that you like and that you feel comfortable with. Don't be afraid to change it up a little bit. Controversial stance. I think that perfect rhymes are tired. Write with stuff that doesn't perfectly rhyme, more near rhymes a little bit, like there's a song by Olivia Rodrigo called Traitor that goes, you betrayed me, now I know that you'll never feel sorry, but the way I hurt, yeah, you talked to her when we were together, loved you at your worst, but that didn't matter. It does follow a rhyming scheme, obviously, but it messes around with it and plays with some words that don't quite fit in the scheme. All right, so tip number 4, if you're struggling to find inspiration, motivation, or something to write about, there's an exercise called Morning Pages, and it is directly stolen from this book, The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. It doesn't have to be in the morning, it can be any time. Just stream of consciousness free write sessions. Write what you're thinking, you're feeling, you're seeing, experiences. It doesn't have to be good. Don't judge it at all. Just free write and you'll kind of find your direction through that. It always really helps me. Also, this book is very helpful. I had to read it in university. I was an acting major, but it's very helpful for all forms of artistry. It's not this long. It's actually really short, but these are 3 books put together. You could just get the first one. It's called The Artist's Way, and it will help you a lot. I promise. This will change your life. Our 5th and final tip, this is probably the most important one. Don't listen to any of my tips. Just be yourself. Find who you are as an artist and stay true to that. You don't have to go out searching for different ways to do things all the time, unless you want to and you want to challenge yourself. But if you are writing honestly and organically, your artistry will never be bad. It will always be good. So that's it. Just be true to yourself. My name is Savannah Jaine. This has been my top 5 tips for songwriting. You can find me on social media everywhere at Savannah Jaine. Listen to me on Spotify. And happy writing.
That was some wonderful advice on songwriting from Savannah Jaine Radcliffe. So be sure to give her a follow on her social media handles, which are just below. Absolutely stunning. Now, if you'd like to feature on Live in the Living Room, be sure to send us a message on our Facebook group for Live in the Living Room, which is just below. Or alternatively, send myself, Dom Crook, we've got James Vince or Rachel Selleck. Be sure to send us a message as well, and we'll look forward to seeing your submissions, whether it's a performance, whether it's a chat, whether it is a instructional or advice video. Be sure to send it to us as soon as possible. We'll get you featured in the upcoming episodes. Now, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell as well, just so you don't miss any future episodes, as always. And be sure to follow everybody that we list here on the shows. It's a great way of promoting yourself. It's a great way of promoting your brand or your vocal abilities. Absolutely stunning. Now, coming up next is a song that is chosen by Trey, an absolutely fantastic artist over in America. Now, he's chosen this week Sarah Faith, and here she is with a special unreleased track called Mona Lisa.
Everybody's looking at your picture. They think that they've got
That was Sarah Faith with her unreleased track called Mona Lisa, and that was chosen by Trey. Absolutely fantastic. Such a great song, such a great artist as well, and Trey himself is absolutely stunning as well. Be sure to give Sarah a follow on her social media. Her handles are just below. And whilst you're at it, give Trey a follow as well, because he's also an amazing artist and songwriter. And if you missed last week's episode, he actually performed one of his songs there as well. So be sure to go back and check that if you've missed it. Thank you all to all the artists for submitting the music videos, for submitting the chats and the instructional advice videos so far. It's been an absolute pleasure being able to host this. And I also want to have another big shout out to Sam Ellis as well from Flatline Kings. He does such an amazing job for editing all this together. And as always, he does a wonderful job. Now, he's such a talented guy. He's also going into the mixing and production world as well. So if you are a new artist or you're a seasoned pro or anybody that's looking to do have the music mixed or have anything produced, be sure to give Sam a follow on his social media handles, which are just below. And be sure to check out his band as well, Flatland Kings, because they are just such an amazing group of guys and gals and just such a wonderful fan base. Absolutely stunning. Be sure to give them a follow. Now, seeing us out today is a song that's been chosen from the fabulous presenter and the angel of the airwaves, that is Jess T. Here is Kaysha Louvain with Home. Take care and bye for now.
20 years will not be forgotten. It'll live in a memory. Making a new start. The back of my shoes are ready to go. Now I leave it our homes to frame, just like before we came. It's more than what you had, so grab it in both your hands. Don't forget who you liquor paint and a tin and a ruby. For you knew there were tomorrow. Yeah, you're moving on up. You did it on a bended knee, yeah. Painted on a family tree. Yeah, you're moving on up. Get a new start. And more heart to make it a goddamn home. Get a new start. And more heart. You got a new start. And more heart. A little pain and a tin and a ruby. For you knew there were tomorrow. Yeah, you're moving on. You did it on a bended knee, yeah. Painted on a family tree. Yeah, you're moving on. You got a new start with a more heart. You got a new start with more heart to make it a goddamn home. A goddamn home.